The episode begins with Athanasia lying awake in her room late at night. She just can't sleep. The memory of our great dancer from the ball still echoes in her ears, and although everything went perfectly that evening, something keeps bothering her. She had never seen that look on her father's face before, and even though Jeanette didn't get to meet her father the way she appeared in Athanasia's dreams, Athie still felt uneasy. What was Ijekiel talking to father about? No one told her. She steps out onto her balcony to clear her mind. And suddenly, Lucas appears out of nowhere. He tells her he thought she was crying, but once he sees her face, he doesn't find a single tear, just a girl who looks seriously unhappy. He asks, "Didn't you enjoy the ball today?" She answers quietly, "It didn't really feel like that." Lucas immediately assumes the worst. "Let me guess, your dad didn't like your dancing? He said you danced terribly? Or maybe you danced with someone else and it upset him?" Athanasia snaps back, angry. "What? No! Nobody said anything like that! I was perfectly fine! Nothing weird happened!" But before she can continue, a strange feeling washes over her. Her vision blurs. Her knees give out. She collapses. Lucas catches her with his magic just in time. He helps her stabilize her mana and tells her she experienced a massive emotional high and low today, which caused her mana to leak out uncontrollably. She tells him she tried to control it but had no idea what caused it. Lucas sighs. Her body is too weak. That's why this keeps happening. He tells her they're starting serious training tomorrow. Then he puts her in bed, insisting she rest. He knows she barely has enough mana as it is, and if he leaves her, she might collapse again. His demon familiar complains, saying, "You do this every time. You end up taking care of her. Again. It's annoying." Lucas ignores him. "If we leave her now, she'll probably die, and I'm not dealing with that." They bicker, but in the end, Lucas decides who's staying with Athanasia for the night. The next morning, Athanasia wakes up to a pile of invitations from major noble families. Her maid asks which banquet she'd like to accept first. She suggests the Marquise Elaine family because she heard they have a handsome young man. Just then, Lillian walks in. Hannah gently tells her not to interfere. If the princess wants to make friends, she shouldn't worry. Athanasia wonders if she can even attend banquets outside the palace. She's never left before. So she decides to ask her father. She joins him on a small boat ride on the lake and brings up the invitations. He refuses immediately. She's shocked. Claude remembers the ball, how everyone wanted to dance with her, and how Ezekiel asked to dance with her too. He tells her absolutely not. There are too many flies outside. Then he asks her why she suddenly wants to go to the lake. She explains that the weather is beautiful, and it's nice to enjoy a boat ride every now and then. Claude remembers the time she fell into the lake as a baby, but she doesn't recall. She tries again, distracting him with lotus flowers. He lifts them from the water with his magic to give her a closer look, but when she sees how monstrous they are, she panics and screams at him to get them away. In the chaos, they both fall into the lake. Athanasia is mortified. "I fell in again, and father had to save me again. This is the most embarrassing day of my life." Not only did she fail to convince him to let her leave the palace, he now plans to increase her guards. Back at the palace, Athanasia helps in the kitchen. Lillian tells her she doesn't have to, but Athie says cooking helps her relax. Lillian asks about the invitations. Athanasia sighs. Her father is overprotective. After the lake incident, he won't let her go anywhere. Felix arrives, smiling. He tells her father brought a gift for her. He planted an entire garden for her years ago. She can use it however she wants, even host tea parties with friends. Athanasia is amazed by the garden's beauty. She imagines having real friends to invite. We jump to the palace's entrance. A maid asks Athanasia if she finished writing her invitations. She sends them out, and the first to receive one is Jeanette. Jeanette is delighted. She rushes to the palace, but when she arrives, the place seems empty, until the prince suddenly appears. He's furious she entered without permission. Terrified, Jeanette explains she came with a tea party invitation. He coldly tells her he doesn't care who she is, but she's lucky to be Athanasia's guest, or she wouldn't leave unharmed. Athanasia finally arrives with her friends. One girl gushes that the prince looked terrifying at the ball, but she can't believe he created such a beautiful garden for Athie. "It's like you walked out of a fairy tale." Jeanette comments that seeing Athie with the prince looked like a painting. Another girl with purple hair is smitten with Reuben, calling him extremely handsome. When she learns he's a knight, she's even more excited. "A brave warrior who fought beside his majesty." The girl with brown hair adds, "I heard he's a brave, handsome knight. And you even have a young, brilliant magician working under you. They start gossiping about the black-haired, ruby-eyed mage, Lucas, with his cold, wolf-like aura. But Athanasia says the most important thing isn't a knight or a mage, but someone kind, like the young man from the house of Duke Alpheus. Jeanette says Ezekiel is lucky, and she'll make sure to pass along their compliments. When the girls learn Jeanette is his younger cousin, they're thrilled and ask her to tell them more. Athanasia notices Lucas acting odd. She asks, "What's your problem? Are you okay?" He grumbles, "Are you trying to get rid of me? Your personality is the worst." She storms off angrily. Later, she talks to herself, exhausted. Socializing is so tiring. They're all lovely girls, but keeping up with everyone is hard. Jeanette is exactly like in my dreams. She always wins people's hearts. Jeanette approaches Athy and asks if she's tired or if the conversation was boring. Athanasia reassures her. "No, not at all. It's just my first tea party. I'm not used to it yet." Jeanette apologizes if they overwhelmed her. Athy insists she enjoyed it, but she's scared people might think she's boring. "Wouldn't it hurt if everyone ended up hating me?" Jeanette smiles and tells her no one could ever hate her, and she truly wants to be Athanasia's friend. Jeanette asks if she can invite Athy to her place next time. Athanasia says, "If I get the chance." Jeanette beams with joy. The other girls overhear and protest. "You invited Her Highness without us? That's not fair." Later, Athanasia goes to her room, glowing with happiness. "I'm so glad I made so many friends today." She finds Lucas sleeping there and wonders why he's in her room again. She remembers the girls' descriptions, his black-as-night hair, ruby-red eyes, and gloomy aura. She looks at him and admits quietly, "Well, I guess he is kinda handsome, but his personality is the absolute worst." Lucas wakes up. He asks, "What were you mumbling about?" Athanasia jumps, startled. He teases her, "Are you scared or guilty? You're the only one who knows the truth. I leave you alone for one day and you're already up to something shady." She demands, "Shady? What did I even do?" He just shrugs and tells her he's going back to sleep. But in his mind, he remembers seeing Claude earlier, with a strange trace of dark magic lingering behind him. He thinks to himself, so it wasn't just my imagination. Even Athanasia has traces of it. Where is this dark magic coming from? And that's where today's episode ends. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss anything new.